Alright. Back in we go. Okay. So, first thing we need to do is get to the proper start of the game. Actually, you know what? We're gonna make a side trip here to pick up an item we don't really need for speedrunning at all, but I want to get the chest with it to get some additional treasure. And again, we're just looking around to see if we can find any ways to glitch this game out or get some skips. Alright, so down this way we'll eventually get to a chest. With a map kit, which will let us actually have an auto map in game, which again, I don't really need because I already have the maps, but there's some other equipment that comes with it. Okay, yep, so that should take us into okay, that's a lot, but not too many. Unfortunately, we can use our bard here. You know, we're actually going to go ahead and just start casting some spells anyway to build up some skill points. If poison. Okay. That's less good. Okay, so that was a fun one. You just saw the alchemist spell backfired and blinded our own party. Fortunately, it didn't last for very long, though I am more worried about that poison. So I underestimated this fight, obviously, and ran in a little too quickly. Let's try that again. And I think, yeah, okay, so that's what I get for not making a safety save. But we can get back there pretty quickly. Ooh. What I really should be doing is having my bard start to just fumble around with some of these items to build up her artifact skill so we can actually identify them. That'd be pretty useful. Okay. So it says she just fumbles around with it, but it actually, every time she does that, it builds up a little more of the identification skill. I don't want to use anything like a wand, because if she screws up, it'll backfire. So let's see if that helped out at all. You might be wondering why I'm not equipping this armor and sword. Is because once you identify them, you know that they're tarnished armor and sword, and they're pretty much useless. We can actually just go ahead and scribe the book. Let's see who... Even though not knowing what spell it is, if it is in the correct school, they will scribe it. So right, not eligible, not eligible, so it must be a mage spell. Okay. So that's useless to us at the moment. Alright, a few less this time. Actually, let's put the alley foods to sleep. That would make more sense. And let's just try and sleep the dandy foods as well. Okay. So that'll keep the dandy foods out for a while, and let's just keep hacking at the... Alright, we'll risk a wand use here. This could go terribly wrong. We'll see what happens. And let's also cast that. Okay, that's good. That's better. Status effects are really strong in this game. If you can inflict debuffs on the enemies, it's a huge help, especially things like blind. Conversely, status effects on your players also suck. Like that one, our ninja just got irritated, which sounds harmless, but will prevent them from acting an awful lot of the time, and right now we have no way to deal with it. Alright, let's try to put them back to sleep. As you can see, these guys are a big step up in toughness from what we were facing down in the starter dungeon. Actually, why am I stupidly not using that? Yeah, that's bad. So I think we're gonna have to get a little easier version of this fight. If we can get the alley foods by themselves, or just one alley food and a few Bambi foods, will be a lot better off. That's worse. Alright. we're wasting a lot of time for something we don't actually need. So we'll give it one more shot, and then if not, we're just going to go straight to New City. Alright, we'll come back here after New City. The equipment is good, but it is not anything vital. Now, I say that as if getting into New City is going to be somehow easier. It's actually a huge fight there as well. Ooh, hello. You'll notice my fighter is taking a massive amount of damage compared to everyone else. That is a bug in the game, and there is a patch for it, but I guess I am playing the unpatched version. I should fix that. Basically, it just does the damage calculation wrong for fighters, and they take something like 4 times the amount of damage they're supposed to, which, you know, playing that way back in the day when it was just in the release version, that was a problem. A little extra challenge mode for the game. Unfortunately, it makes your fighters incredibly squishy, which is the opposite of what they're supposed to be. Alright, well, we'll just muddle through with that for now. To be fixed another time. You can see this, the range and difficulty of just random encounters is huge. You know, from 8 tough beetles to 4 little wimpy plant dudes. Oh, alright, there we go. Ooh, oh. Okay, that was a fantastic level up. Faster we can get her to swimming will be great. I'm not putting a ton into diplomacy because we can mostly avoid that. Alright, we're gonna build up our mental powers here. So now that I just said what a great level up that is, we'll probably get a vicious fight that'll cost everything. Alright, so 2 birds, but not knowing what they are could be all the difference. Okay, they're easy ones. I didn't even need to go this way. That was a wrong turn. Alright, this should put us back at the road. We're going to run down to the fountain so we can refresh for the fight we're about to dive into. I'm testing a theory that if you just keep resetting the resting, you'll avoid the encounters. No idea if that's true, but I'm gonna try it and see if it works. Okay, so right up ahead, we are about to meet the Ratkin, who are residents of this planet. You can guess from their name what they're going to look like. And they're pretty much archetypal thieves. They do a lot of poisoning, they shoot a lot of arrows, and they can be a problem in swarms. They tend to be pretty weak, but there tends to be a lot of them. So this is a set encounter you have to go through to get into the city. So you can see it's our biggest fight yet. In terms of sheer numbers, the bandits go down pretty easily, the rogues are tougher. Yeah, so let's try and get them out of the equation. Actually, let's blind the rogues. Be more useful. So that's a fun one. You see, hit him with a stone and knocked him out. That actually takes a while to recover from. Fortunately, it was our alchemist, so not too terrible. I was really hoping we would kill one in the first round, but we didn't even get that. All right. Oh, they woke him up with another rock, so that's useful. We're going to take a gamble on this red potion being a firebomb. We'll find out in a second. Now, you may be wondering why, since I'm carrying around an amulet of resurrection, I'm worried about the character dying. It's because when a character dies and you bring them back, they lose stats. So it's actually something you really want to avoid, except in the most dire circumstances. Alright, let's see if we get a better random this time. That's really not much better. Should really just do this here. Okay, much better. Sorry, I'm mostly just casting these to build up skill. I mean, you can see that just 4 of these guys are giving our level 3 party a hard time. And remember, this is literally the first place the game guides you to. It's like, here's a little starter dungeon, now walk into this giant ambush. It is not screwing around. Alright, come on, we just need to not lose Wolden here. Alright, let's see if that does anything. I'm just going to all throw it on him, see if somebody gets to go first. Oh, good. Try to run away. Yeah, the enemies will actually run away from you, which is doesn't happen too often, but it's nice when it does. Only 2 stats, not too great, but we are going to put that. We need to get up the skullduggery still. I'm going to put a little into that. Yep, so she's going to start learning spells now. Bards learn from the mage spellbook, so she'll grow into more destructive spells there. Okay, good level up for the ranger. Alright, dump that all in the bows. I'm gonna try and get her closer to swimming. We'll work on her alchemy. So, right, she follows the alchemist path, so we'll have 2 double alchemy. Oof. Alright, only 1 stat for the alchemist. Not great. Alchemy. Alright, confusion is actually very helpful. Again, status effects can be pretty brutal, both on yourself and on the enemies. Alright, we're not going to run back to the fountain yet. We're not in too bad shape. Okay, so now we're going to meet the Savant Troopers themselves. These are the forces of the Dark Savant. They've taken over the city. They honestly don't care about us at all and are happy to let us wander around as long as we know the password, which we do. So we are going to Palooks. So yeah, not the tightest security in the world, but trying to fight them and fight your way in is pretty much impossible at this level. Alright, so New City is pretty much empty because it's an occupied city. Most buildings are locked or full of monsters, and honestly, there's really not that much in the city that we have to do. From a routing standpoint, there's really only 3 key items we need. Unfortunately, we can't get most of them yet. We have to go to other places to get the things we need to get them. We will, first of all, go to Palooks to see what equipment he has. Okay, actually, we're going to start here. So, again, this is something we could skip straight to. This guy usually won't talk to you until much later in the game, unless you know his deep dark secret, which we already do. And his secret is that he runs the black market. Okay, so he is the weapons dealer, as opposed to Palooks, who is the armor dealer. So the thing about stores, it's just random what their stock is, depending on your level. We don't have a ton of gold yet. We are gonna buy... Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna buy a bastard sword for our fighter. That's a good find right away. Don't need a bow. Don't really have anybody who can use the halberd in the back row. We will buy some more ammo for our bard. Not a ton, but it's something. Tempted to stock up on arrows for the ranger right now, but we'll hold off a little longer. Actually, we're going to buy a cutlass for... Sorry, now I'm trying to remember if the bard can actually use the cutlass. Yes, okay. So we'll buy cutlass for the bard, so she's got a melee weapon. Okay, sorry. Again, this is the kind of things that if I actually speedrunning this, I probably shouldn't be thinking this hard about them. But in the meantime, we're just trying to survive so we can figure out how to route properly later. Okay, so that's really all he does. All right, let's equip our new weapons. Actually, you know what we can do? I think our alchemist can use this sling. He will be terrible at it, but it's something. Okay, so other key locations in New City. Paluk's is the armor shop. I'm not going to go that way. It's actually over here. Alright, so again, his stock is going to be random. Alright, not too bad. We are going to buy... Alright, we're going to buy this tunic. Yeah, alright, buy the tunic. I'm actually trying to get rid of most of my gold right now, and you'll see why in just a minute. So, I don't necessarily need a ton of these things, but just to get rid of the gold. I think our bard can wear this skirt. Yes. Okay. Okay, so that... Right, he already had leather and Cura, so that was actually totally pointless. We can give this to her. Ooh, not to her. To our ranger? Yes. Can we do that? Yes. There's a lot of juggling things around in this game as you think about who can wear what. We're just going to have our priest hold everything. I'm not going to sell any of this stuff yet because, like I said... Alright, so this fight will probably kill us, which is a shame because I didn't save anything, so we're actually going to try and run. Okay, that was lucky. Monks can be pretty tough. They are alchemists, so they're alchemists and monks in the class, so they do hand and foot fighting and cast status effects and just a massive pain. So the reason I was getting rid of all of our gold is so I can go talk to our friend Father Roulé here Actually, we'll do... So this is a big skip we can do right here. We're not going to do any of those things. We're going to ask for the Holy Sacrament. Which we shouldn't know about at all, but we do. And that... I think there are actually monsters down here, so we have to be careful. So we get a really good fountain, which does all 3 bars. And then we should also find, yes, a nice treasure chest, which I believe should be untrapped. Ooh, nope, never mind. We're wrong about that. Try that again. So that 5,000 experience point is obviously huge. Unfortunately, if we fail at the chest, we have to go through everyone's level up before we can reload. Ooh, that was a really good level up for the ninja. It's going to be a shame to lose that. Double ninja level. Really like that. Alright, I'm just going to finish off this swimming now so we can be done with it. Not so great on the bard. I don't know why I'm thinking about this because I'm just going to have to reload this unless the bard... Enchanted blade. Oh, you know what? Aldrin barely lost anything. I might take that. Because I think he only lost 2 hit points, which is nothing. Alright, well in that case I'm glad I thought about that a little. I'm just going to grab more damage spells here. Yeah, you know what? We're keeping that. I'll take a 2 hit point loss for that much. Okay, so now we're going to do a quick check to see... Alright, nothing yet there. Bard, not quite ready. Ranger. Don't want to go to a samurai necessarily. I really want to get her to Valkyrie. Okay, so nobody's quite there yet. Alright, so we get a free... Actually, so this is something I didn't think about before. Can we just keep doing that? I don't think I ever really thought to try that over and over again. care. Great. Alright, I should have thought of this years ago. Okay, so this gets us free access to that super healing fountain. So that's fantastic. So we don't have to worry about doing the money thing I just talked about. We can just get free healing. Now, the downside is we have to keep coming back here. Alright, so that's a big discovery. I think we're going to add that to the route. Father Roulet, he has the password to get to Monkarama, but we don't even know it. So we basically just finished his entire quest just by coming back to him and telling him those words. This is a great place to practice swimming once we get everyone up to 10 because that fountain's right there, but we will deal with... I think we're still short on a few people. Okay, so other things we need to do in New City. Let's find the jail. Actually, let's find the bank first. So yes, there's just always random encounters in the streets here. Some not too bad, some horrifying. And just ultimately, the encounters just become a drain. Even the ones you can win, because you're just using up resources that you either need to run back to that fountain or rest, and both are not great time-saving options. Oops, not what I wanted. Okay. So this we need to come back to later. The bank. It's the inn. We can skip that entirely. Bank, bank, bank. Where are you? I could pull up a map and just look, but I'm just going to wander around aimlessly. Okay, so these houses with the vivid red emblems, they are Savant barracks. We really don't want to go storming into those quite yet. There should be actually some good random locked doors to practice on around here, though. Alright, Gorns are fortunately generally pretty weak in New City. I say that as these are clearly tougher ones. Actually, let's do a little alchemy practice. As you can see, the bastard sword is a big step up from the sword we had before. Okay, so those were tougher Gorn, but we got them. Alright, so these locked doors can be good practice for our skullduggery. Oof, except... Alright, well, you know what? This is actually great. This is where we can start to figure out if there's maybe some ways to glitch this out. Let's try somebody who's terrible at it. Okay, that was actually bad. Once you jam it, you can't get it open again. Alright, so the second I click it, it's gonna register. So what can we do? We're just gonna try hitting some random inputs. See what we can do. Let's no, that didn't do it. There's also this method, but this, as you can see, is draining everyone's stamina, so you really don't want to do that. Alright, what else can we do here? Oh, okay, as you can see, we're also... Her skills are high enough now that she can identify all this junk we're holding. So this thing we picked up down in there, the Holy Sacrament itself, is one of the maps. And the maps are the clues that lead you to the end of the game, basically. Again, we don't really need it because we know what it says already. But it was worth it for the experience. So I'm going to hold on to it because I would feel bad just dropping it on the street. But ultimately, we're not going to need it. Okay, so she learns that skill. Okay, Cherry Bomb is good. This is the target. She still can't identify the target stuff. That's interesting. Magic Missile. Give that to our priest. Alright. And the rest of this stuff. Potions are super useful in this game. Because they don't cost spell points to use. And they are generally pretty powerful. Library we can also skip. This should just be trash monsters. Ooh, small cards. Alright. One thing is the game will tend to pick a character per round and really, really pick on them, which can obviously be a problem depending on who they're picking on. So yeah, the Savant enemies are just damage sponges. They just eat up damage. They've got tons of hit points. Yeah, let's see what happens there. Alright, we should actually heal Bianca. That would be a good idea. Really hoping not to waste too many resources on this battle, but they should be worth a good chunk of experience when it's over. Oh, that was so great. What a level up. Alright. Man, you don't see that too often. Alright, so that finishes off her swimming. And she's really growing quickly in her theology, which is fantastic. Okay. We're gonna get Dispel Undead because there are a lot of undead in this game, and this spell can wreck them, which is obviously a good thing. Alright, let's go visit our friend the Fountain. Can you... Ooh, okay, so she can make the Valkyrie switch. I'm gonna hold off one more level. No. Alright, the problem's gonna be she will lose all of her equipment. But that's worth it to make this switch. Because otherwise... So, I should explain how multi-classing works. When you switch classes, you drop to the minimum stats of the new class. So anything above that is a waste. So if I level her up again, we're going to waste some stats. So yeah, let's not do it. Let's just do it now. So that should drop her not too terribly. The nice thing is that she will pick up from level 1 again. So she starts leveling faster. So as we're gaining higher experience, she's going to catch up somewhat quickly. Whoops. Alright, but we need to get her some new armor. That's what we really need to do. Okay. Valkyries are good with extended weapons, which is great because she will be our back row fighter. Alright, hopefully these are Raccoon Thieves and they will go down without much of a fight. Sorry, just checking my arrow supplies. Okay, they're Raccoon Thieves. That's great. Ooh, as long as they don't kill Bianca. Oh no, Raccoon Rogues. Prove me wrong. Let's try to be a little smarter now. Basically, this game will punish you very, very badly for sloppiness. So, even if you think a fight is a gimme, it won't be. Oh, come on. Just die. Little rat man. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to be limping back to the fountain. Not quite the condition we wanted to be in. So you see how quickly he's already started gaining sling skill just from using that sling that we handed him. So that's fine. In the meantime, great. His swimming is maxed, but we need it to be... and we're going to give him Whipping Rocks, which is a nice group spell. Ooh, the web is good too. Alright, no, Whipping Rocks. We'll go with that. The more mass... Alright, well, we're not going to win that fight. We're just gonna the more mass damage we can do, the better. I need to go this way to get to the fountain. Sorry, it's really easy to get mixed up where you are in this city. Speaking of fights, we are not going to win. Alright, hold on, let me orient myself here. That... Ah, there we go, it was this way. Okay. Just need to get to this fountain. Alright, if we're lucky, these are going to be the weak monks. If we're not lucky, we'll know pretty quickly. Let's just throw some spells at them. Right, except for the part where we don't have any spell points left. Okay, these are the bad monks. Okay, so let's see if we can just make it to this fountain so we can move on with the game. I took the long way around, of course. Alright, again, figure out how to route this quickly. That's going to be a big step. Alright, let's get our free healing. Unfortunately, Father Roulé speaks really slow. Hey, we made it to the fountain. Okay. That puts us in much better shape. So, we could make a detour to get some Valkyrie equipment. What is our party gold situation right now? Not great. We could probably sell some things and get that halberd we saw back at Argus, who is this way. That'd be a big step up from her quarterstaff. Alright, fortunately he doesn't make us go through the whole black market spiel again. We can also sell off this junk. And then, actually, let's make sure we're being smart here that... Ooh, we don't want to steal. Yeah, so we're going to get her halberd, which is a lot more effective than that quarterstaff. You know what? We are also going to get some more arrows while we have the chance. We're going to be going to a place where we're going to get so many arrows, but we're not there yet, and if we run out in the meantime, that's not great. Okay, so there's more we can do with these NPCs. As you saw, we can talk to them, we can do lore, which if we were just going through the game properly and trying to find these maps, a really fascinating thing about this game is that the NPCs are trying to beat you at the same time you're playing. So while you're running around looking for these map pieces, so are they. And if they get them, they take them. So you might get to one later and find out that it's gone. And that's because an NPC has it and has run off somewhere else in the world. So that lore button is what you can use to help figure out who has what. Because sometimes if you can't get the map, you have to go kill an NPC to get it from them. Again, in this case, we already know what all the maps say, so we can really bypass that, but it is a pretty cool feature, and it just blew my mind at the time I first played this. And all that talking made me forget what I was looking for. Right? I think I'm still looking for the bank. Great, found the bank. I don't think we're going to be able to pick this lock yet. So again, this would be a good one. We could figure out some way to break this lock-picking game. That would be a huge skip, because then we could get... all we need inside is a single coin, which will let us skip a big chunk of game. Alright. So we're going to think how we can do this. You know what? I'm going to do the smart thing here. I'm going to take some notes for myself about these potential skips. So, alright, we already know about the Holy Sacrament skip. That's a nice one. We also want to figure out how we can bypass bank and loan early, because that would get us another good chunk of experience and some cool items. Alright, the thing we have to do in this town, a lot of things, as you've seen so far, are triggered by NPCs telling you a keyword to tell to another person, but there are a few things that are still item triggered. So the next place we want to visit to get some items we need to get to the end of the game is the Gorn Castle, and we can't get... I'm trying to route a speed run. That's the goal here. As you can see, I'm not going particularly fast right now, but yeah, I'm diving into this massive game, trying to figure out how to potentially route a speed run. It's a lot of... there's difficulty with making sure the characters are leveled correctly, and then just, yeah, what can be skipped and what can't be skipped. And honestly, it's a ton of puzzle pieces just trying to figure out what order to do it in. So really at the moment I'm just stumbling around, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Alright, so right. The place we have to go here is the prison, which is a big, tough fight, and we might not be able to do yet. And that should be over right here. Okay. So there's a prisoner in here we have to rescue to get the letter we need to get into the Gorn Castle. So we can't get into the castle without that one. Yeah, you know, honestly, that's what set me off on it too. I was like, oh, somebody must have cracked this game before. Nope. Turns out no one's ever even touched the PC version. Some people have done the console one, but really nobody's ever gone for it. And I don't know whether that's because it's too complicated or people just don't think about it. So this might be a fruitless task, but we'll find out. Alright, so this battle is probably going to destroy us. But let's see. Yeah, that's not a great roll. Let's try again. Again, a lot of this is save scumming some of these tougher battles to see if you can get a better enemy mix. Whoops. Helps if I don't click. That's worse. I think the best case scenario we can get here is 2 troopers by themselves, or 2 troopers with just like 2 guards. Alright, let's do one more time and then we'll actually try that. Okay. well, let's just see how this goes anyway. Unfortunately, our bard's skill doesn't work too great on the troopers. They're pretty resistant to sleep. We do have the Valkyrie now. That should help, and if we can blind them, that would be a huge help. Yeah, you can see that didn't work at all. Actually, you know what would be good? Let's throw that cherry bomb. Oh right, that's the downside of switching to Valkyrie. We lost our healing. Oof. So that's pretty much battle over. Whew. So this is going to be a routing question. We don't have to be super powerful to beat that battle, but we need to be moderately powerful, and I don't think we're there yet. So if we could grind a few quick levels on the Valkyrie, that'd be a big help. So what would make the most sense in this area would actually just to be hang out by the fountain and see if we can get a few good combats with quick healing. Funny part about this game is when you want an encounter, it just won't give you one. And then when you don't want encounters, it throws them at you every 2 seconds. Right, so this is incredible. Yeah. Valkyrie's got a steeper experience curve, but a few battles like this should get us up to at least level 3 pretty quickly. That'll make a huge difference. A fun little trick, though, about that patch I mentioned earlier is that without it, so although our fighter is taking that extra damage, so are any enemies classed as fighter. So at least it's somewhat fair in that regard, but it's still bad news for our fighter. It is nice when they run away from a simplicity standpoint. Well, I'm running without the patch, so this is the original DOS version, so my fighter's still taking, yeah, all that extra damage. Okay, got a bard level out of that. I'm just going to keep working on her skullduggery and her artifacts. Actually, no, sorry. forgot. We still need to get her up to swim. Armor shield is always a good one. Alright, we're just going to roll into another fight if we can. Save some time and not have to run to the fountain. Hey, more monks. Actually, no, we don't just attack. Alright. This game is great with such a satisfying hit noise, and then half the time it doesn't actually do any damage. But you know what? It's nice to hear anyway. Alright. Actually, let's speed things up a little. Ooh! Don't kill my ninja. Alright, we're gonna try and have you hide until we get you healed. Okay. That should put Valkyrie over top. Ooh, Ranger 2. Alright, so she's got swimming where we need it, so you know, we're actually going to start working on her hiding skill. Stamina is always good to have. There we go, Valkyrie level. Alright. Alright, so actually let's work on climbing. Okay, so she didn't learn a new spell because she's still technically under her old level. But that's okay. We'll get her there soon enough. Let's visit our friend the fountain. You'd think he would grow suspicious of us continually coming in here and telling him the same thing, but he doesn't. He's very trusting. Alright, and with that, I think I'm going to call it a night. So, some good progress, still need to figure out some routing in the city, but next time we should be able to take the prison and onward to the Gorn Castle. Alright, stay tuned. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. It's going to be a long, long road, but we'll get there sometime eventually. A learning process.